They may have started out the morning coming in thinking that they were just going to be seen by their doctor for a tummy ache and constipation or for some little knot or something, and then by the end of the day, it's the worst day of their life's turned upside down. How the kids react, actually, I'd say better than adults most of the time. The kids, of course, they're scared when they come at first, but after a while they get used to the clinic, and we have a lot of great volunteers who do fun things with the kids and games and activities, and to pass the time while they're waiting for their blood work to come back or for their transfusion to finish. And so it's amazing that instead of the parent dragging their kid out of the elevator, screaming against their will, crying to come to clinic, it's the opposite, that once they're used to us, the child may be done with their treatment, but they're still in the middle of a game with a friend they've made in the clinic and they don't want to go, or they're in the middle of an art project with a volunteer, and it'll be the parent dragging the child onto the elevator, crying against their will because they don't want to go. Butterfly Fund has set up these two rooms that are set up more like little efficiency apartments. That they're way more comfortable. You could have refrigerator there. There's the furniture and decorations are a lot more cheerful. So if somebody has to be there a long time, it's definitely mentally a lot better than sitting in a small hospital room. I've gotten a lot of compliments from the families who have had to utilize those rooms, and sometimes the rooms are utilized by somebody who has to be in the hospital a long time but is going to do well, and sometimes those rooms are used for a child's last days or weeks on this earth, and if there's something we could do to make those last days even a tiny bit more comfortable for them and their family, I can't think of anything more awesome. Some people's way of coping is to go into a depression and close themselves in a room, or some people's way of coping is to, argue with their spouse. But I think the founders of the Butterfly Fund, their way of coping was to do something.
Butterfly room is one of those, you walked in, it was like, wow, this is like the suite of suites in this hospital here. It's like big screen TV, fridge, microwave, pretty much a real at-home feeling. And I was telling my wife, when I was like, that's the only way I could actually describe it. I was like, 'cause you had a couch, chairs, everything. It was right there, like being at home in your living room. It was really nice. It was comfortable. It was more spacious, and just loved it. It's a great room. It's kind of a blessing to make it more convenient for people that's having to stay in the hospital. Sleeping on the couch in room 210 to opposed to an actual couch that folds out into a bed, it's like, oh, we can actually sleep and not be kind of cuddled up in a corner. And it was really good to be able to kind of get better night's sleep, prepared for what would you face tomorrow. And it helped out a whole lot.
I think these rooms have been very beneficial to our families. It would be great to be able to have more rooms in the hospital like this, just giving the families more room to spread out. When they're in these hospital rooms, when they're here for long times, it gets really small and cramped when they have to be in the room all the time. So I think it gives them more room to spread out and be able to just get settled and treat it like home, let the patient be comfortable in that room. So I think having these rooms in the hospital is very beneficial for the families and the staff too. It just, when the families are at ease, it makes our job easier too, when they're comfortable. So having these rooms is really great.
When we was here at the hospital, right before his diagnosis, I was sitting there and was just like, this is nothing, it's just a virus. They give him some antibiotics here, and he'll be a couple of days here, and we'll be back home. And then got that phone call, and it was like a reality check, a slap in the face, just like, phew. It's like, wait, what? And then she was crying and asking me what to do, and here I am for an hour and a half in shock. I'm like, I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know who to blame. I wanted to get mad. I wanted to stay mad, get even madder, and then I wanted to get even. And I was like, no. I was like, everything's gonna work out. We're gonna be okay. And that's why I told her. I said, you know, we tried too hard to have kids to just give up. I said, everything's gonna be okay. I said, God's got this.